So this is a quick tutorial on how to find the gradient of a line. If you're given any graph or any line, you want to find the gradient. You might have been given 2 points like point 1 and point 2 here. So for point 1, it says minus 4 comma 1. That means on the axis here, this is minus 4 because that's x1, and this is y1, which is at the top here. This is 1. Then at the other point where you were given, if you trace it down to the graph, you have this point to be x2, and that is 6. Then the other point, y2. That means you can trace this one to the graph. Yeah. So you're going to have this point to be 6. So that means this graph is not drawn to scale because there's no way this will be 1 and this is going to be 6. But let's just take it that way. So if you want to find the gradient, the formula is always the y dx. The y dx, that is changing y. Changing y over, that is divided by changing x in x. So the only job you need to do is to locate your y2, minus y1, then x2 minus x1. So in this case, we have our y2 to be 6 minus y1, which is 1. Then we have our x2 to be 6 also minus x1, which is negative 4, because x1 is negative 4. So here we have 5 at the top, and 6 minus 4 is simply 6 plus 4, because minus times minus is going to give us plus. So 6 plus 4 gives us 10, and the gradient is half. So this is always the formula to use for your gradient. Let's take note of that. But then we could be given other kind of graph or other kind of question, like the question at the bottom page here. It says at the point, yeah, if okay, yeah, this is what we're given. Now there's another question at the bottom here that says A is the point with coordinate 1, comma 4. B is the point with coordinate 7, comma 22. Find the gradient of the line AB. Now, if you're finding the gradient of the line AB, this one we're not given the graph, and we won't be needing to plot any graph. So since we've been given the value of A and B, we need to locate the smallest value of x, that's the x1. So this is x1, and this is x2, this is y1, and this is y2. Again, we're just going to use the same formula at the top here, which is this formula. You can copy it to the bottom to that question page so that we just make use of the formula. This is a gradient. So my gradient now equal to y2. What is y2? That's 22 minus y1, which is 4, divided by x2, which is 7, minus 1, which is x1. So 22 minus 4 is simply 18, and 7 minus 1 is 6. Then what do you have? That is 18 over 6. That's 3. So the gradient is 3. So if we have to represent the first one, where we got the half gradient, for this one, m equal to half. So the equation will become y equal to mx plus c. So c at this case is 1. So that means the equation is y equals to half x plus 1. So that one is settled. But for this one, we don't have the graph. So we can only represent y equals to mx plus c, where m equal to 3. So we say y equal to 3x plus c. If we have the intercept, then we have the full equation. Okay, finally, there is another one here. You remember this one as is a graph that run from left to right upward. Left, this is the left side to right side. It didn't run horizontally, but it runs upward, like a positive graph. But we could have another one running from left to right, but instead of upward, it will run downward, something like this. So the same method for finding the gradient, and that is what we have in this particular example. Okay, I can just quickly introduce another graph here. Then maybe just like another graph, like this one. Then we're going to try to find the gradient, probably the equation of the line too. So now, if we have this, these are two lines that are going to give us negative gradients. Any line that goes downward, it's going to give negative gradients, but this one is a positive gradient greater than 1. This is a positive gradient less than 1. So for the first one, let me label line A and B. So for line AB, I can pick any 2 points, any two readable points that I can. So if I pick this point 6, I can pick this point minus 6. So that is point, maybe this is 1 point. So that is minus 6, comma 6. That is x1, y1. Your x1 must always be going from uh, left to right. So then I can pick the second point, maybe on the axis here, or if I can read this point here, this point at the bottom. So this will be 2, comma negative 6. So I have 2, comma negative 6 as my point 2. So the same formula, gradient equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So what is y2? This is y2. This is x2. Y2 is negative 6. So negative 6 minus y1. Y1 is 6 here. So then over x2 is 2. So 2 minus x1 is negative 6 minus minus 6. So we have negative 12 at the top, 2 plus 6 at the bottom because this becomes plus. So that is 8. So the gradient of this one is going to be minus 12 over 8. We can reduce it and say we divide by 4. Divide 12 by 4, you get 3. And divide 8 by 4, you get 2. So this is the gradient. The equation now will be minus 3x over 2 plus the intercept. The intercept is 2, so plus 2. Because this line is above the origin, the intercept is negative. But wait, I mix this one, so that's not, the intercept is not 2, it's this one that I'm finding. So the intercept is negative because it's below the origin. If it's above the origin like this one, the intercept will be positive, and if it's below the origin, the intercept will be negative. So now I have, this is negative 2, this is negative 4. That means this should be negative 3, which is halfway. So the intercept is going to be minus 3, minus 3. So this is the equation of that graph. Minus 3 over 2x minus 3. But for the blue line, let's try to find the details. I can pick 2 points also. Maybe I pick the same point here. So y1 is going to be 6, while x1 is going to be negative 4. So the point here now is going to be negative 4, comma 6. If I pick on the same line, then I can pick this point of 2 also, but this will be at origin for y, while it's at 2 for x, origin for y at the center. So here, the point here is x is 2 and y is 0. So to find gradient again, gradient equal to y2. What's y2? That's 0 minus y1, which is 6, all over x2 is 2 minus minus 4. So this is negative 6 over 2 plus 4 is 6. So this is going to be minus 1. So here now we have y equal to mx. M is negative 1. So negative 1x. You don't write the 1. If it's negative 2, you put negative 2x. Then plus c. And our c is 2. That's the intercept. So that will be plus 2 because it's positive. So that's how to find the gradient. Here, the gradient is minus 1, m equals to minus 1. Then in, excuse me, in this one, m, in this one above, let me use a color. So m equal to -3/2. And that is where we're going to be rounding up for today. You can subscribe to this channel for updates on our future videos. Thank you very much.